Hi, kids and families. Miss L and Liam here today with a quick movement activity for you. We are going to talk you through a sun salutation sequence. So, sun salutation sequences are also commonly called in Sanskrit Surya Namaskar, which means that I adore or I bow to the sun. And this is an ancient yogic practice that was developed to move the body and stretch the body in the morning when the sun rises and the evening when the sun sets, in honor of our bodies and taking good care of them, but also in honor of the sun. I feel like this is an important lesson for us to do in SEL and health because we are combining having a positive, bright, sunny disposition, changing our perspective, looking for the positive things in life, with also using our bodies because our minds and our bodies and our feelings are all connected. Another interesting fact about the sun is that we receive vitamin D from the sun in a form that we don't get through milk or other food. Vitamin D helps to support our mental and emotional health as well as building our bones and muscles. If a person has low vitamin D, otherwise known as vitamin D deficiency, they could be prone to feelings of sadness, depression, or feeling stuck in the blue zone. And especially because we live in a climate where we don't get as much sun as other places in the world, it's especially important for you to get outside when you can, wearing sunscreen, don't forget, safety first, as well as discussing with your primary care doctors whether or not you may need a vitamin D supplement. So we're going to go ahead and go through some poses with you and do a modified sun salutation. Now, many cultures and religions throughout the world show an appreciation for the sun in their own unique ways. Just like how we discussed in our dandelion meditation, there are times in our lives where we may feel stuck in the darkness. There are times in our lives where we may need hope and something bright. And the sun can bring that to us as well. So let's go ahead and get started on these poses. Ready? So go ahead, and if you have a yoga mat, get your yoga mat out. If you don't have a yoga mat, that's totally fine. Just find a comfortable surface. You might want to do it on the carpet or on a hardwood floor, whatever it is that works for you, or some grass, or if you're lucky, a nice bed of moss. Alrighty. So I'm going to do it facing this way. Now I want you to remember that it's very important to feel comfortable in your body. So if you're doing a movement or a pose and it hurts or it doesn't feel comfortable, you can stop it at any time. And there are also modified poses that you can do if, for example, it's really hard to touch the mat. So when you do a sun salutation, you start in mountain pose at the tip of your mat. So let's go ahead and get at the tip of your mat, the top of your mat. Your feet should be about hip or shoulder width apart. Hands at your sides, shoulders rolled up and back. Chin up, not too far up so that your neck is cranked, not too far down, but just right in the middle. And often in yoga, people begin with a salutation or a greeting where they put their hands together at their hearts. If you would like to do this, now is the time. If you do not want to do this, you do not have to. You can stay in mountain pose. At the front of your mat, hands at your heart, we set an intention. So my intention for today, for all of us, is to bring in the sunshine into our lives, both physically as well as emotionally. So looking for the things that make us feel bright and sunshiny and happy. so that we can shine bright as well. The sun rises and sets every day. We don't ever have to worry about the sun not rising and setting. And we can also remember that this sun is a star, and the sun shining its light upon the earth is what gives us life. Taking a nice deep breath. Count of three, and 3, 2, 1. Breathe in and raise your arms up your sides to the sky, reaching for the sun. Head slowly tilting back, hands together with your thumbs together like this. And you may look up at your hands and behind your head. And release, the arms go down. Woo! Spread out those wings and let that sun shine right into your body. Arms down. And we'll take another deep breath. Hands to your heart. Breathe in. Arms up to the sun. Hands together. Head back, slight bend in the spine. You can bend your knees. You don't ever want your joints to be locked. You want there to be some movement, some flexibility in your joints. Arms down, breathing out. Now we're going to go into a flat back forward fold. Now the important thing here is that your spine is straight. It's not important how far down you can touch the ground. Another modification here is to bend your knees. So as I do flat back, I'm going to put my hands on my shins. Flat back, Liam. So a little trick I learned, we're going to use the shovel, about how to tell if whether or not you have a flat back. So Liam, go ahead and bend forward here. Is this resting flat on his back? No. So you want your spine, yep, straight, even a little straighter, right? And bend your knees. And now touch your shins. So this part, there should be no curve right here in your back while you do this pose if you can. All right? Flat back, hands to your shins. You're going to look up. You're going to feel the stretch in your hamstrings all the way down your calves. Do you feel it, Liam? Yeah. Right? And now we're going to go deeper into this fold. And now is the time where if you can touch your hands to the floor, you touch your hands to the floor. So breathing in and exhaling all the way down. As you can see, I have a bend in my knees because my hamstrings are very tight. You can put your hands to the back of your calves and let your head hang. You can even let your arms hang here if you want. Swing them around. And now we're going to come back up to mountain pose and do one more breath. Breathing in, flat back. Breathing in, raise your arms and straighten your back. Feel the tightness in your muscles. Breathing in, arms to the sky. Breathing out, hands together. Stretch back. And arms down to the side again. Breathing in, flat back, hands to your shins. Breathing out, release all the way down into forward bend. Now as you inhale, we're going to step back into plank pose. So inhale, one foot back. Exhale, other foot back. Now when you're doing this position, this plank pose for yoga, your shoulders, your hands should be directly beneath your shoulders. Not out in front of you, not out to the sides, not down here, but right under your shoulders for stability. You're on your toes, and your back should be flat. So there's going to be a small bend in your elbows here. And your spine should be straight from the crown of your head down to the tips of your toes. You don't want your butt up in the air or your hips sagging down like this. Just try and do it nice and straight. And hold this for a minute, Liam. Okay. Can you show the class and I can show them how to help you have a straight back? Okay. So Liam is going to be our example here. He's got his hands under his shoulders, right? And then his feet are going to go back farther into a plank position. He's kind of more in a downward dog. Stretch him out a little more. I'm going to move you, okay? So in yoga, if a teacher is helping you, they should always ask you first if they can touch your body. Liam, may I touch your body? Yeah. So I'm going to stretch him out. Whoa! Ow! Straighten up. Come on. Ow, sorry. Up on your toes. And your bottom should be down. This should be straight. Yep, try to stretch. So again, plank pose. Do you see where my hips are, Liam? Yes. So from here, we're going to gently lower our knees, and then we're going to lower our chest without lowering our entire body. All the way down to our chin. Then breathing in. Switch your toes so the tops of your feet are flat on the ground. And then we breathe up into cobra pose. Then on the next in-breath, we're going to move to downward dog. So breathing in, I curl my toes back to touch the ground, and I push back through my arms. You can bend your knees, and you want to push back. This is a modified version, often called crouching tiger, because you want to keep your spine straight. So I'm stretching out my fingers like a big paws here on the ground, pawing the ground, and I'm clawing it with my fingers a bit and pushing back through my toes. My knees are bent until my spine is straight, and then I lift, pushing my feet back and hopefully extending here into downward dog. And when you're in downward dog, you can play around with it a little bit. Bend one knee, straighten the other. Oh, downward dog is so favorite. And downward dog is a very popular pose. You can stretch out that calf muscle and then you switch. Stretching your hips back, pushing the floor away from you with your hands. And you can do both knees bent if your hamstrings are tight. The important thing with doing yoga isn't about how flexible you are and can you wrap your big toe around your neck. It's actually about alignment and the breath. So breathing in, extend your hips up again to the sky. Push your heels down and hop or step into forward fold. Again, legs should be about shoulder hip width apart. Hands on the ground. Forward fold. Breathe in to flat back. Exhale. Breathe up into mountain pose. Feeling the tightness in your hamstrings and your lower body muscles. Stretching out those vertebrae in your spine. Hands and thumbs together. Slight tilt in your spine backward, kind of like a crescent moon. Exhale, arms around. And back to center. So that is a modified version of a sun salutation sequence. I hope you all enjoyed it today and that your body feels a little more stretched out. When you do this at home, the goal would be to go through that sequence several times. I'm going to walk through it one more time with you, but without so much instruction so that you can just follow along and continue to practice it. So again, front of your mat, feet shoulder width apart, arms at your sides. Liam, can you show the class what it looks like to be resilient and try again with your best effort?
Okay.
Good job. High five.
Resilient like a koi fish.
Resilient like a koi fish. Here we go. Feet at the front of the mat, hands at your sides. Namaste, Liam.
Namaste, Mom.
Namaste, friends.
Namaste.
And breathe in, arms up to the sun. Hands together over your head, thumbs touching. Exhale, arch your back. Small bend in your knees, hands back over your head and down to your sides, breathing out, straightening your back. And now we're going to do the forward flat back. So breathe in, hands to your shin, flat back. Exhale. Breathe in all the way down to a full forward fold. Can you feel that your hamstrings are more loose now? Breathing in. Touch the ground, Liam. Now breathing in, I'm going to go back to plank. 1 foot at a time. Breathing in. Now. And before I put my other leg back, give yourself a nice stretch here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Other leg back. Now alignments. Align your arms right under your shoulders, on your toes. You should have a flat back from the crown of your head to the bottom of your feet. Great job, Liam. You're really doing it. Okay, now from here, what I would like for you to do is lower your knees to the mat. Slowly lower your chest to the mat. All the way to your chin. Breathing in. Tops of your feet on the mat. Curl up into cobra. Exhale. Now back to your toes. Breathing in. We're going to flow into downward dog. Pushing back with your shoulders. Crouching tiger, knees bent. Really pushing that floor, the ground away from you. Breathing in, straightening your legs up to downward dog. You got this, Liam. You guys are doing great. Breathing in. Hopping or stepping back to forward fold. Breathe in before you hop. Forward fold. Breathe in, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale. Breathing in, arms up to the sky. Hands overhead, thumbs together. Small arch in your back. Back to mountain pose. And hands together. Anjali Mudra. And that is your movement activity with health and SEL today. I hope you're feeling a bit more flexible and invigorated by the sun. You got your vitamin D, you got your circulation flowing, and your lungs filling up with that fresh Vermont air. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care. Stay bright.
Bye. Bye.